back, Feral listeners. We are doing another top 5 list. And in honor of Jumanji, our previous episode, today Laurel and I are talking top 5 Robin Williams performances in movies.
Wahoo!
Was that a good intro? Because
that was a great intro. I'm sorry, I'm still catching up.
Laurel worked a late shift, had to chug cold brew, and has had to deal with shenanigans every day at her job at
every single day this week.
At an undisclosed coffee location. Definitely not a mega corporation.
Definitely
that
not.
I have to boycott right now.
I'm being boycotted by my own podcast host.
I boycott I actually boycott everything Laurel does just out of spite.
Just support that.
Just out of spite for you.
I
actually don't have any kind of...
The way that I'm gonna boycott this apartment building now.
You almost said the name of my apartment
building. No, I didn't. No, I didn't, because I can never remember what it's called, so
okay,
that
good.
helps. I'm not going to dox you today, Maya. I don't even know where you live.
I don't want anybody to triangulate my location.
I don't know where I am right now. I don't know how I got here.
I don't want Mickey Mouse and the Roald Dahl estate to find me.
I'm sorry, but if Mickey Mouse wants you found, you will be found. Wait, what was that? Did you hear something?
Mickey with his
someone at the door.
Mickey with his blowgun. Anyway,
I think he just sprinkle some fairy dust on you and then whack you over the head with a mallet. Let's talk about Robin.
I would love to talk about Robin Williams. I do need everybody to know real quick before we keep going that I looked over at Laurel's phone. Her phone background is Rocket Raccoon from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, I finally updated it from Buster Keaton.
I know that's why it caught my eye. It's not Buster.
It's got some color finally. Okay, so yeah. What's the big deal?
No big deal. No big deal at all.
She looks awesome.
I will say I definitely grew up on a lot of Robin Williams films, and then kind of like as I got older and got into my like celebrity idolization era that I think a lot of film nerds have gone through. He was one of those, characters and personalities that just really stood out. And then, you started to learn a little bit about his background and how much he poured into the cast and crew, his family members, his friends. The fact that he was also plagued by a lot of mental health issues, like a lot of very serious depression, and just still brought so much joy to an entire generation. Like, I remember getting the news that he passed away, and I didn't mean to, wasn't trying to be performative. I was just in the car with my mom, and she told me, and I started crying. Oh. And actually, this is what's kind of wild, because I think we know that the circumstances surrounding his death were a little bit difficult because of how much he struggled with his mental health. And I remember, I think maybe a month after he passed away, I actually had a dream about Robin Williams.
Wow.
Which is a little wild, and I'm not a super woo-woo person in terms of, I don't believe in contacting the dead or anything, and also why on earth would I'd be able to contact, what a pick-me-girl attitude.
I need to give a message to this particular...
I just remember talking with him and spending time with him in this dream, and I remember telling him then, I need to tell you, I said, you bring so much joy to people. I'm like...
Are we going to cry on the podcast
We're not going to cry on the podcast. I've
had a long day. That might tip me over the edge.
I just told him in the dream,
that's so sweet.
I said, you can't leave. We need you.
Oh my gosh, Maya! What the heck? I swear, you make me cry. I'm going to punch you so hard.
I had to. I was just having a lot of crackhead moments, so obviously I had to you can't talk about Robin Williams performances without talking about Robin Williams himself. So there, I did it.
You did.
I got my little sincere monologue out of the way, and now we can talk about the top 5 Robin Williams performances, everybody.
Woo-hoo. All right, ignoring all my feelings.
Yeah, you don't have any.
That's true. I'm back to having none.
Number 5.
Sorry. My brain just went in 12 different directions. It's not, and then there was just white noise. My number 5 pick is The Dead Poets Society. which I only recently saw for the first time. But I want Robin Williams to be my teacher.
He reminds me a lot of the my high school English teacher.
Oh my word, that's awesome.
Yeah.
He does give English teacher vibes. Like, I want to go to school and have my teacher jump on the desk and then tell me to also stand on the desk. That's awesome.
Yeah. I actually haven't seen Dead Poets Society.
Okay, yeah. I hadn't seen it
very
recently.
I'm very proud of you, and I'm very impressed with you that you watched two films for what's supposed to be our easy episode.
Yeah, I know, right? I was like, oh, I won't have to like watch movies, but then I did.
And then we made the real.
But it's great because they both ended up on my list. So, yeah, I just think he does have this very sort of paternal energy. As a teenage student, you would feel like you could trust him, I think.
Yeah.
He gives the impression that he cares, and like, what I really appreciated about his performance is that it was, again, like you said earlier, very sincere. I think I'm just conditioned by Marvel films, but every time he would do something like dramatic and like heartfelt, I was expecting him to be like, kapow! Joke's on you for taking that seriously! Because there's this one scene where he's like telling them all to imagine basically they're like looking at these pictures of past students, and he's like, they're dead. And, you know, like, someday you will be too, and like, listen carefully and see if you can hear them. And he's like, carpe diem. Which was silly and funny, but like, he doesn't go, they're all like leaning in intently, and he doesn't go, boo! Like you kind of expected to. Anyway, so that's my number 5 pick. What's your number 5 pick?
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
My number 5 pick is Mrs. Doubtfire.
I've never seen that movie.
It is chaotic. It is unhinged. Yes, it is problematic that we thought the divorced woman who realized that her ex-husband was dressing up as a British nanny to spend more time with their children because she got full custody. Sally Fields was not the villain in that movie. But
that is unhinged.
The just absolute chaos of it. I think we talked about this we talked about it in Welcome to the Jungle, but the amount of opportunities it presents for comedic scenarios by having, you know, Robin Williams play an elderly British woman.
I bet he hit it out of the park.
It was so good. Like, the performances just stand out. It's so funny. And I think he's like very subtle most of the time, and like the comedy comes from like just the situation.
Does he do like funny voices? Because I feel like that's kind of his trademark.
Oh yes, dear. What's absolutely wild is Sally Fields confiding in this nanny and being like, I'm just seeing somebody, and she's like, oh no, dear, remember, keep your legs closed until marriage.
Oh my gosh!
Again, unhinged, chaotic. Robin Williams doing great character acting, which was some of what he did best.
Yeah. Oh my word.
I'd watch it again. Again, I'm still horrified by the implications. Yeah. But
choosing to ignore the implications.
Sometimes you just have to ignore the implications when you watch a movie from the 90s.
I will watch that movie one of these days. It's on my list.
I think you would enjoy it. You would be horrified, but also you would enjoy it.
Yeah.
All right. That brings us to number 4.
Well, my number 4 pick is another film that I saw recently, also for the podcast, Jumanji. I thought, it's another, it's crazy how many, like, absolutely monumental films Robin Williams was a part of.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But, yeah, I think, like, you kind of buy his performance as, like, someone who has aged through, like, a weird situation, but is still a child in ways. And that's a tough, like, line to walk, but I think he absolutely nails it. And, yeah.
I think he doesn't get enough credit for kind of his non-comedic roles, or not even his non-comedic roles, his non-comedic abilities.
Yeah, absolutely.
In roles. He can carry a lot of different, like...
As someone who didn't grow up watching Robin Williams films, I find myself, like, preferring the non-comedic acting from him.
Yeah.
I think he's maybe a little too, like... As a child, I think I would have thought he was hilarious.
Yes.
But as an adult, I'm like... The underlying, like, heartfelt emotions are what I connect with.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have too much else to say about Jumanji.
We did a whole episode. If you want to hear more about Jumanji, go and listen to the other episode. Thank you. I don't know what that voice was, but I'm not happy about it.
I loved that. I loved it. I think do the rest of the podcast periodically in that voice.
I need to
Not consistently.
I need to reference my current favorite podcast that I'm listening to right now, which is
What's
the
your-
Morbid Podcast.
Is it just called the Morbid Podcast?
It's called the Morbid Podcast.
Oh, okay, I'm sold.
It's these two excellent Massachusetts gals who talk about true crime and hauntings and spooky things, and they're delightful.
That does sound fun.
But the one girl, Ash, every time she does kind of an odd voice and it just comes out of her, she just says, "Oh, it's just one of my souls." One of my souls from my past lives. This is one of my old souls that lives in there.
Oh, that was just Cleopatra.
Okay. Do you want to hear about my number 4?
Yes, I do. Please.
My number 4 is the Night of the Museum franchise.
That's an awesome pick. Yes.
I don't know how great a guy Theodore Roosevelt was in real life. I got a lot of mixed messages about him. But gosh darn it, Robin Williams as museum wax figure Theodore Roosevelt is one of the most sincere and genuine performances in a family-friendly movie that I've ever seen in my life, and I will die on that horse. But yeah, I grew up watching that franchise. I'm obsessed with it, and I really believe Robin Williams is the best part of that movie.
Night at the Museum, national treasure. Crowd-pleasing, family-friendly, iconic, groundbreaking films.
Amazing. Anyway.
They both have all my heart.
Number 3.
Oh, crap.
Whip your list out there.
I'm whipping it out. Cut that out. I'm putting it back away again. Oh, gosh. Number 3. Hang on. Number 3. My number 3 pick is actually something I haven't seen a lot of, but it was the first thing that introduced me to Robin Williams. Mork and Mindy. He plays like the zany
oh my gosh,
extraterrestrial.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like an old show.
I do know Mork and Mindy. I have never seen a single episode of it,
Yeah.
but their commercial for it used to be in the beginning of a bunch of like TV Land DVDs that we had.
Yeah. He played like this really zany, idiosyncratic.
I am Mork from Mork, Nanu Nanu.
Yeah, exactly. And like he would just do these bizarre things, like just the epitome of Robin Williams-esque humor.
Oh, that's so delightful.
Yeah.
I probably would love that show now, honestly.
Yeah, we should watch it. I've only seen like a few episodes, but to me, like it being my first introduction to Robin Williams, and also I think being like his sense of humor encapsulated, like excellent representation. Yay me! What's your number 3 pick?
I really...
You also have to check
Shut up.
Shut
up. My number 3 pick is Good Will Hunting.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's beautiful. Mm-hmm. I sobbed like a baby watching, that scene.
Oh, I know which one you mean.
Yeah. I don't even know what else to say about Good Will Hunting that hasn't already been said. Mm-hmm. Really, so much of the performances come from Matt Damon and Minnie Driver, but I think we can all say that the heart of the film is Matt Damon's connection with Robin Williams' character. Mm-hmm. Number 2.
Oh, my number 2 pick is Aladdin, actually. No, I just think that Robin Williams has the personality to bring to animated film. Like, you have to be a bit larger than life to make that work, and he definitely was able to do that. The genie would not have been what he was without Robin Williams. Absolutely incredible.
Chef's kiss.
Chef's kiss. I love Aladdin. It's one of the... Yeah. What can you say?
What can you say?
What can we say on this podcast?
What can we say?
Of us saying things. That's the problem, Maya. My brain is done.
We are donezo. We work too hard, and we're giving y'all all that we have
all
left.
that's left, and it's not much.
It's not much. Put a little maple syrup tap into my side. Turn on the spigot. That's all.
Ew.
That's all that's left.
Nothing's coming out. This is 100% cold brew, baby.
I'm just my brain is full of sawdust. So.
I should have just crushed up some espresso and you know what I'm saying?
That's that me espresso.
Me espresso.
It's a Sabrina Carpenter song
Oh, okay.
called Espresso.
I've heard of her. I'm relevant. She's got white hair, right? I think so.
Like platinum blonde.
It's probably the same. Yeah, I think I could picture her hair. Anyway, what's your number 2 pick? Fighting for our lives over here, guys.
Okay. My number 2 pick is also one of my all-time favorite movies.
Ooh.
It is The Birdcage.
What the bleep is The Birdcage?
The Birdcage is a film where Robin Williams and Nathan Lane play a gay couple that lives in Miami Beach, Florida. They own a drag club together where Nathan Lane is the main drag performer.
Okay.
It has a young Hank Azaria in it as their fruity Latin houseboy.
Okay, I don't... Ooh.
And the conflict of the movie comes from when Robin Williams' son comes home and tells him...
That's Nathan Lane!
That's Nathan Lane. This is one of my all-time... This is one of my all-time favorite movies. It's so funny.
Okay.
It's so heartwarming. It has now the late Gene Hackman in it too, in an excellent role as a Republican senator.
I've never heard of this movie.
The main conflict basically is that Robin Williams' son, who he co-raised with Nathan Lane, comes home and says, I'm engaged to a girl. She's the daughter of a conservative Republican senator. They're coming to meet you. I need you to pretend to be straight.
No! Well, which one gets to be his dad then if they're lying about?
You're just going to have to watch the movie and find out, Laurel.
Can you imagine any better childhood than being raised by Robin Williams and Nathan Lane?
It sounds pretty fantastic. I can't lie.
Sounds ideal.
I mean, Nathan Lane is a lot in that movie. He's not the most emotionally well-adjusted drag queen, but we love him all the same.
Amazing. That's great.
Anyway, that brings us to number 1. Our top Robin Williams performance.
I'm ESPing you my number 1 pick. See if you can figure out what it is. Oh my god, it's dial-up ESP. Alright, get to the point, lady.
Is it Good Will Hunting?
Egads! She's done it!
You are from the 20s. Yes, oh my god.
In my day and age, young cultured women of culture didn't use words like fuck. That's what you said. I got there eventually. Anyway. Look, when you're as old as I am, I have to keep track of the thread of the conversation.
How old are you? 19. How long have you been 19? A while.
That's me. What were we talking about? Oh, Good Will Hunting. Like you said, great film. I had not... I'm trying. I don't remember a word you said, so I'm just assuming you said it was a great film 20 minutes ago.
I did. Pretty sure it's only 5 minutes ago, but...
It was on your list, so you must have liked it.
I did.
All right, so Maya, what's your number 1 pick?
My number 1 pick is Aladdin.
Woo! The synchronicity! I'm so totally excited to hear this for the first time!
Shut up, Laurel.
Sorry, go ahead.
The words. You said that the character wouldn't have been the same without the Robin Williams performance. I honestly don't believe the movie would have been the same without the Robin Williams performance. Mm-hmm. I truly believe he brought something to that movie that made it stand the test of time and be one of the iconic films in the Disney collection.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Gentle audience. We are tired.
We are so tired.
We are so tired. We have worked so hard. It's Thursday evening. Laurel came here after a shift.
Maya cooked for me. She didn't have to do that, but she did.
I always will because I love Laurel.
I love you, Maya. As long as you keep cooking, I will be scratching at the door.
Anyway, we hope you all enjoyed this episode talking about iconic Robin Williams
You're
performance.
done talking about Aladdin.
I'm done. Couldn't give a shit. I did it once already.
You did.
Not doing
You
it
had
again.
so much to say before, and it was beautiful. So just gentle audience, imagine.
Gentle audience, imagine that I said all these beautiful things about Aladdin and what a wonderful film it is, what a wonderful performance it is by Robin Williams. It's a larger-than-life performance, as Laurel said, which was completely accurate and very true. And it's an iconic movie now that I think a lot of 90s kids grew up with, and it's all thanks to this beautiful performance and character acting by Robin Williams. It's honestly his best work.
Yeah.
And I stand by that.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're ready to be done now because the camera
I'm loving
stopped,
this
so we had
energy.
to re-record. So I will just say thank you all for bearing with us during these seasonal depression months. I really hope that you get to see us in the summertime when we're thriving again. And if you have a favorite Robin Williams performance from film or television, we would love to hear about it. So please feel free to comment it. We love hearing from you guys. You're a great audience. All two of you in hell. We love you.
That's right.
All two of you in hell, Angelina, we love you.
Angelina.
Angelina, our girl, we love you so much. We're happy you're back from Thailand. On our next episode, we will be talking about the Ocean's films. We will be talking about Ocean's 11 versus Ocean's 8. So get freaking ready for it. We love y'all, and as always, keep it feral. Later, skaters. Thank you for listening to another episode of Effing It Up. If you're enjoying these episodes, please like and subscribe. You can follow us on Instagram at _effingitup_ or on our YouTube channel where we post the video format of our show. If you have content that you want us to cover, we want to hear about it. Feel free to DM us on Instagram or leave us a comment on our YouTube channel. Thank you again.